Welcome to Lords of the Late Box. Sorry, everybody.
It happens. It happens.
We had some stuff that Matt DeVoe was busy doing, and so we got
Matt's
our
fault.
notes
Matt's
a
fault.
little bit later. So hey, you guys were tailgating, as you should be, just like any good rock and roll band. We come
Hopefully you're
on.
well lubricated.
Yeah,
Whoa,
we come
yeah.
you come late, just like any rock show, man. But
I already
all
need
right,
a second beer.
that's right, man. Let's get the show started right now with no music intro because we're running late. Psych, we gotta do
Yeah.
it. Come on, man.
Come
It's,
on.
it's Friday, freestyle
It
Friday.
It would be
man.
Lords without the musical intro.
Exactly. Let's drop some DJ Too Fresh.
It's a man, man world. It's a man, man world. It's a man, 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 man world. It's a man, man world. It's a man, man world. It's a man, 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 man world. Baby, talk, baby, talk, baby, talk, baby, talk.
The baddest on the microphone apparatus is here. When I rock a rhyme, often eyes are dropping a tear. It's so beautiful, it's America's landscapes when this man makes lyrics like the syrups that you pour upon your pancakes. My mandate is to grip minds like a handshake. Spit Orlando Lakes and go skinny dip with the fan base. Over any damn breakbeat, I hastily make pastries tastier than anything that Wolfgang makes. So take notes out of suckers, I make coats, lump of some like Bubba Gump, fishing on lake boats. I take jokes and turn the comedy into drama. I'm bagging on your mama, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer. Behind ya, I'm a rhyme writer. Lock, stock, smoking the ganja. Rebuttals befuddle, leaving a puddle of saliva, sillies. You couldn't handle Randall when I throw my grammar at you. It hit your head and you would think I threw a hammer at you. I point the camera at you like Herb Ritz. Develop it, then use the pictures to pick up bird shits. You're nervous as the impervious wordsmiths hanging out in Rafa's new crib come with the verses.
What's up, YouTube?
Yo.
Tonight? Sorry we are late, but our Lord's
Yeah.
really ever late. We're on
Oh,
time,
come on,
and
man.
while we were late,
Otto,
look
the
who
surprise
joined. Otto
of the
just
night.
Pick up another one, man.
That's it, man. You never know what's going to happen, right? So, well, let's take a look at this. What are all the bald heads doing on the bottom? I don't know about this.
Don't
Right,
let anybody
James?
in here these
Oh, I'm
days.
bald. I just got a hat on, man.
Oh, there you go. All
Here.
right, all right. There you
Beard
go.
on one of your heads.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah,
Otto,
let's
you're
get
gonna go
things-
fourth. You're going fourth.
All right, on. Okay.
All right, you just threw a monkey wrench and everything, but it's good to have two bald heads, a beard, and two semi goatees. Once again, this is the Cover Price Comic Book Shakers of the List, brought by our friends from CovrPrice.com, focusing on new sales or interesting sales on their daily Shakers list. So check out it every day. It changes every day. So we will check it out right after we do over this 10 it's not really a top 10, really. It's alphabetical. So, as we get things started, I think Ryan wants to get things started because he has a personal reason for it. What do we got for the first shaker of the week?
Well, I mean,
Look at this.
what can you say? It's Detective Comics number 38. This is from back in good old 1940, ladies and gentlemen. Holy jackpot, dear reader. Yet another early Batman key came to market, and it is setting records. A flush collector recently scored a CGC 1.5 for, get this, $27,600. Only the cost of a new car, right?
Right.
The down payment.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Just 2 short years ago, a 2.5 was going for nearly the same price. While Batman worked relatively solo since his inception in Detective Comics number 27, after 11 issues, a change was made. That change was the introduction of Robin, the Boy Wonder, who first appeared in this book. After his parents were murdered, Batman, masquerading as Bruce Wayne, takes him in and begins his training. With Robin's introduction, sales for Detective Comics nearly doubled as young fans enjoyed the dynamic duo. While Bob Kane preferred a solo Batman, Bill Finger was adamant Batman needed someone to confer with. And well, Finger had his finger on the pulse of readers, and it paid off. The introduction of Robin launched the unending introduction of other child sidekicks. And with numerous iterations as time passed, the love for the original and his alter ego, Dick Grayson, only grew. Robin has become nearly as iconic as Batman over the years, and his momentum is not slowing down, baby.
And how apropos, because if you haven't seen it, there's a animated trailer to drop for the Battle of the Super Sons.
Loved it.
I love it.
Which looks pretty cool. Hey, shout out to Ronnie Sanders Comics Reviews for the $2 super chat. Love the show. Appreciate the support, brother. Anytime. Thank you for the. I don't have anything cool for super chat.
You know what would be cool? How about if we saw this book in real life? Doesn't somebody actually have one of these? Maybe
I do. I could show you the training.
the training.
This.
Yeah. Well,
quick.
Ryan froze up.
Oh no!
I froze.
You did for a second. Yeah.
You're back now, but all right. So Detective Comics number 1. Excuse me, first on the list is Detective Comics number 38, a 1.5 for a cool $27,600, or the price of a cheap Honda Accord. So I guess a Honda Accord maybe. I don't know, man. So let's get right to the next one here, boys and girls. This is quite possibly an offer list this week, but you never know. What do we got for number 2?
All right. Well, coming in at number 2, we've got Fantastic Four issue number 1. I'm probably going to say it wrong. The Bill Sienkiewicz. Sienkiewicz.
Close.
The Bill
Yeah, close.
Sienkiewicz Doom variant, originally published in 2018. Now, Victor Von Doom has been a major adversary for the Marvel Universe for over 60 years. We've seen some version of him in film before, but it's always been off, whether it's been the film itself or the casting. Hopefully, this will be resolved soon with the continuous rumors of a Doom series film at Marvel Studios. Now, the most recent bit of news comes by the way of our friend Howard Stern when he was chatting off air about being involved with the Doom project. Now, this has fans like myself extremely excited to see what Feige and the MCU do with such an iconic villain. Now, collectors will certainly seek out Doom keys and harder to find variants of the character, and this cover certainly fits that criteria. With an incredible cover by Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sienkiewicz. Man, am I going to get it right? And a strict print run of 1,500 copies, 150 of which were signed initially. This book was a cheap $20 buy-in back in 2018. Now, sold prices have fluctuated some over the years, but more recently, a raw copy sold for $112. Now, with very few raw copies coming to the market at all. Now, this isn't a book you're going to go find in a bin, as it was sold exclusively on the Bill Sienkiewicz. It was
You were close.
Sienkiewicz on his own web store, making it all the more tough to find. You ready for this? Now, a few 9.8 copies are listed, but those come with a hefty asking price exceeding $600. This is one book to watch.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, so it was like during like it was a hot mic moment is what they call
Yeah,
it. Like
which I don't
during
believe
they went to commercial, and then he was overheard saying that he's part of the Doctor Doom project. He's not Doctor Doom. My guess is he just plays himself as Howard Stern,
Yep,
as
in the
a
interviews
radio
with him.
personality or something like that. But I seriously doubt they're gonna cast him as Doctor Doom. But go seek it out. It's all over the internet how it was caught on a hot mic. It's interesting because it goes to like a commercial. And it's music, but you can hear him in the background. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to do this," blah 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 da, da, da. So who knows? Maybe it's guerrilla marketing. I don't know, but my guess is he's just playing himself. He is definitely not Doctor Doom. But then again, I could be wrong, and you guys will come back to this video and tell me I'm wrong. And when the movie does come out, so number 2 on the list is Fantastic Four. Number 1, the Bill Sienkiewicz. Raw Dog, 112 bones. Man, shall we continue the Ofer streak?
All right, coming up. All right, so number 3 on the Shakers list, we go Copra number 1 regular, limited to 400 copies from CovrPrice 2012. Copra by creator Michael Fife is an independent favorite. It's described by Fife as it's about a group of mercenary misfits thrust into a micro revenge mission. A pack of desperate weirdo fugitives who sometimes end up in other countries or dimensions, but they always get brutal no matter where they land. So this is limited to 400 copies. These have varied in price for years. Due to their scarcity, high-grade copies are going for $850. Yet this week, a rare 9.8 sold for a new all-time high $1,139. There are only 28 copies on the census, with 6 being a universal 9.8. The second print is even lower at only 10 copies on the census, half of which at universal 9.8s. Keep in mind that this entire original Raw series is valuable. Issue 2 was also limited to 400 copies. Issues 3 to 6, the print run was 600. From 7 to 12, the print run was only 800. So keep an eye out. However, keep in mind that they are reprinted by Image and also have a compendium that shares the same cover.
Yeah, I echo what Lords of Brooklyn says. If you have this, you need to show it in proof of life, and I will send you a real Marvel No Prize this time. Because I've never heard of this in my life, to be honest with you. And if you say you did, then you're lying. I'm just kidding. But if you have it, I'm still impressed that one person has this one. So far, the offer list is standing strong. So we go from number 3 to a bit of horror, and not what we normally cover as pre-code horror.
No, there we go. Halloween number 1, premium. This is the premium glow-in-the-dark variant edition from Chaos Comics back in 2000. This spooky back issue just slashed $185 from a collector selling a new high raw sale price. One of 3 variant covers. This version features the original 1978 Halloween movie poster, but with glow-in-the-dark accents. Licensed to Brian Pulido's late lamented Chaos Comics, this was the first ever comic tie-in to the massively beloved Halloween franchise. The story, written in 2000, depicts Paul Rudd's Tommy Doyle receiving the journal of Dr. Loomis, which is Donald Pleasance, written during the time in which the notorious babysitter murderer Michael Myers was his patient. Long story short, Michael stalks and terrorizes Tommy's. Hey, well, stalker's got to stalk, right? Chaos Comics Halloween Stories attempted to bridge the gap between confusing sequels before the property was taken over by the Blumhouse Productions, who streamlined the narrative in the 2018's massively successful Halloween, a direct sequel to the original 1978 film. A few factors added to the desirability of these Chaos issues Chaos Comics was a small, now defunct publisher that specialized in horror titles. They even teamed with Marvel for a short-lived horror-themed Heroes Reborn-esque project. And so these books had comparatively low print runs, and again, were the first ever comic books adaptations of the Halloween franchise. Collectors are dying. Got it? In poorly lit suburbs inhabited by irresponsible teenagers and silent mass psychopaths to get their hands on these rare-ish books, right? So there you go. The slashing and the dying. Look at that.
That's cool. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was Chaos Comics? No, it's not the one. That's not the title by the Brian Pulido publisher, right?
No, that's Lady Death. Yeah, that's Chaos.
Yeah, that's
Comics.
Lady Death. Because I remember they did that the Halloween Supernaturals miniseries that had like the mask inside of it. Yeah, but I do remember Chaos Comics, but I always could because I remember like the Lady Death. All those titles were all kind of really kind of dark, demonic.
Bad Girl Comics.
Exactly. Well, there was also what's a crazy kid? What was the guy? The crazy kid. What was his name? Help me out here.
Ryan.
I need a little bit more than the crazy kid.
No.
Ernie?
There was a guy,
Darkseid.
Evil Eddie.
Oh,
Evil Eddie.
Evil Ernie.
Yeah.
Ernie.
Evil Ernie.
Ernie.
Yeah, Evil Ernie was also under
Thank
the
you,
same label.
chat.
Yeah.
The chat got that one.
Thank you. Yeah, I love our followers, man. They know
Yes,
they
yes.
know
They know.
their stuff. So number 4 on the list is Halloween #1, the glow in the dark version from Chaos Comics in 2000. What do we got for the next one?
Wow, this is Jurassic League #1, the second print foil. So I don't think you were going to get away that easy. The Jurassic League sees the debut of a prehistoric version of DC's most popular heroes. These anthropomorphic crime fighters received highly positive responses from the general fandom. However, there was still a short print run on the second printing of the book. This led to a highly sought after and in-demand copy of the second print 1:25 ratio cover by Juan Gideon. Gideon has debuted fantastic ratio covers in the past on series like Ghost Racers, Scream, and the 2020 run of Venom. However, this book is the most popular and elusive cover for a collector to obtain. The raw comic sold on June 27th for $128, and the current fair market value for this book is around $116. So that's cool, man. I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this was a thing. That's
That
cool.
cover is dope, man.
Too bad that's
You're
not
muted,
glow in the
TiVo.
dark, huh?
I was gonna say, I was like, that's a DC book, and I was like, yeah,
That's
I
a
guess so, 'cause
DC cover.
There's Superman, and yeah, I guess it turns superheroes into dinosaurs, so why not?
Who's
I
the
mean,
purple guy? That's not the Max, is it?
No,
That
I don't
does
think
kinda
so.
look-
It's variations,
DC
so maybe
characters. So what's a DC?
Yeah,
character?
yeah.
Would that be
So
like
Black
Parasite
Manta.
or
Black
yeah,
Manta,
yeah.
Joker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Superman actually looks kind of dope there. Actually, Batman looks kind of whack. I don't know. I don't know what
Joker.
he
I
is.
thought this was Dino Riders for a moment. If anybody remembers that
Dino
80s
Riders,
cartoon
yeah.
series.
I know we're running late, but we got to do it. We're halfway through the show, boys and girls. Take 5, smoke them if you got them, or go refresh your drink as we hear from our
I need a refresher
sponsor, My
drink.
Slabs. Tired of paying 10, 15, sometimes 30%. Join the 1% revolution.
The platform designed by collectors for collectors just got even better. MySlabs.com is proud to now feature dedicated sections for both raw cards and raw comic books. Browse over 100,000 slab collectibles, authenticated by the industry's most trusted grading companies. Then check out a massive selection of sealed wax and now raw singles and raw lots. Join a passionate, no-nonsense community of nearly 50,000 members and enjoy some of the best buyer and seller protection in the business. And as always, My Slabs offers one of the most disruptive pricing models in the hobby, with seller fees as low as only 1%. So the next time you're forced to pay 10%, 20%, or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com, the low-fee marketplace, by collectors, for collectors.
And they just recently launched a new slabs showcase on their website, so you can buy and sell high-end comics over any comic over $60,000 with 0% seller fees. So, and it only applies to books for $60,000. So, that's some of us, maybe. I don't know.
No.
All right, so we go from number 5, Jurassic League, number 1, second print foil. What do we got for the number 6 one?
All right, number 6, fantastic. By the way, shout out to CovrPrice and all of the writers over there. You guys are amazing finding these books. All right, next up, we've got Mission Impossible number 1, the recalled direct edition from 1996. Now, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to not laugh at the absurdity that lies behind this book. What do you do in the 90s as a company aiming to usher in a new film franchise headed by one of the biggest movie stars to ever exist? Well, you give them a comic with art by Rob Liefeld, of course. Well, when it was created, an initial printing of the direct edition was sent to Tom Cruise. However, Mr. Cruise thought he appeared a little too feminine in several panels on page 3. Thus, Marvel decided to edit said panels and present a more masculine Cruise. However, unedited versions hit newsstands in the UK, thought to have been sent in advance of the general printing, and while rare themselves, are not impossible to find. Now, but some of these direct editions with a reported 20 in existence that was thought to have all been pulled, well, they survived. And slowly, they have reached the market over the years, fetching a high price when they do, including the recent sale of $500 for a CGC 9.8, with raw copies topping out around $100. With Tom Cruise still dominating the film industry as the Top Gun sequel has topped $1 billion, he's still relevant, and so is this book. What a gaffe by Marvel, and Mr. Cruise will forever have the ghost of Rob Liefeld's feminine Ethan Hunt hanging over his head. Unfortunately for Tom, the mission to appear ultra masculine on a couple of panels in a 90s comic has been declared impossible.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Well done,
on the
Liefeld.
left there and to the right. I don't really. I mean,
This doesn't look like Rob Liefeld art to me at all.
I know. I think he just did the cover.
He did the cover, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so I'm assuming it's the lower right panel that they're referring to, because that's really the only thing I see that's different. But that's so Tom Cruise to say, something like that, because he's a bit of a great actor, but he's a bit nutty. You know what I'm saying? That being said, go see Maverick in the biggest, loudest screen,
the biggest screen you can possibly see it on.
4DX, whatever you can see it. Oh my god,
Dolby sound. It is booming. I mean, and those are real pilots, by the way. It's not special effects. Those are real pilots. There was a little little featurette about it, and how they and the funny thing
TiVo,
is,
go back. You said the lower 2 panels.
Let me see.
Matt DeVoe said the lower 2. Yeah,
The
so
lower-
those last 2,
yeah, the lower
they
2,
completely cut him out of it.
Yeah, right.
So he didn't like his profile right there. He didn't like
Right.
the
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
Liefeld
so, the way he's
profile.
standing and everything. Yeah.
So they just cropped him out of it.
Yeah, and then and then the far right panel, he has like less of a creepy smirk, I guess.
No, that smirk is
Cameo of Reed Richards looks like him right there too. But and if you haven't seen the trailer for the new Mission Impossible movie, I saw it when I went to the movies. I went and saw that crazy new horror movie with Ethan Hunt, which is a really good movie, by the way.
Black
and
Phone?
they show Black Phone. It's not what you expect. It's pretty good, actually. From Blumhouse, they do great horror films, but they showed a trailer for the new, I guess it's going to be the last Mission Impossible, and it looks absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite ones is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, I think, the one that are directed by Brad Bird, who's not known for doing live
Let me tell you
action.
something. When I saw, I think it was number 4 or 3, where Philip Seymour Hoffman was the villain. with that performance, I wanted him to do Penguin after I saw that. I was convinced he would do an amazing, like, really. I don't know. It was good.
Yeah,
Those are
but there
good
are some
series.
crazy stunts in
He does
Ghost
them all his
Protocol.
own stunts too.
Well, I don't think he did this one in Dubai because they were like hanging off like a big ass tall building. But yeah, because Brad Bird is known for The Incredibles, right? He directs a lot of great animated films. I met one of my favorite animated movies of all time. The Iron Giant, he did that, and then he went on to do The Incredibles 1 and 2.
Yep.
So I mean, Brad Bird is we need Brad Bird to do more live action. Let him do a Marvel project. That would be dope, I think. So Mission Impossible #1, Recalled. If you accept this thing. I love that
This
theme
panel
music
will
too, but
self-destruct.
for the I mean, most of us on here probably remember the show, right? And the opening intro, dun 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 dun
Yep.
dun, and then the string rolling. Oh man, that was great, great stuff. Too bad we didn't have anything like that nowadays. But well, we do. But it was it was a different era when we only had like 4 channels. Okay,
It was a different time.
It was totally different time.
You had to change it to like UHF and VHF.
Video games
Yeah.
only worked on channel 3.
And TV
Yeah.
stopped at like
Only
2
on
a.m.
Channel 3.
right?
Reminiscing.
Remember?
Went to
And
snow.
TV
You got the
it
the
went,
national anthem and went.
Yeah.
They got the national anthem and.
For you,
Signed off.
yeah. For you kids who don't understand what we're talking about, go see the horror film. What's the
Poltergeist.
girl- Poltergeist, right? She sits there and she sees the end of TV and it just goes away. And that's why that movie with Ethan Hawke works so well. The new horror film. What was it called again, Gabe?
Black Phone.
Black phone.
Black Phone, because it takes place in the 80s. So, there was no cell phone technology. I think horror films work better when there's no technology, because, you don't have cell phones, you can't track people. And Ethan Hawke was, gosh darn, creepy in that film, man. But it was
creepy. Like
yeah, it was a good film though, man. It was a good film. I dig it. So Mission Impossible. As I digress, let's go to number 7. What do we got?
Oh, number 7 is great. I love this cover. For all my Call of Duty players out there, Modern Warfare 2 Ghost #1, Infinity Ward's video game artwork 1 in 10 variant from DC in 2009. Video games have been a rich territory for publishers to work with. For a high-profile game, a tie-in comic series will likely have a built-in reader base, especially if the story is going to fill in or tie into the larger narrative of the game's mythos. Modern Warfare 2 Ghost is one of those books. Published in 2009, the 6-part series is the first appearance of the video game franchise in comics. The storyline follows Simon Riley on a botched mission that sees him being captured. The book also flashes back to the troubled upbringing that the call sign Ghost would endure. There were 3 covers for the first issue. All 3 are pretty hard to find. None is more spectral than the video game artwork variant. Yes, this is literally and figuratively a Ghost book. This cover features art pulled directly from the game's concept art. It's so scarce that we had never had a single issue sale until this month, where 2 copies sold. The first sale was a raw on June 1st that went for $105. The most recent was another raw copy that sold this week at $125. This book is so rare that there is not a single copy on the CGC census. Heck, it's not even listed on their system. Only the standard issue with 44 copies of the Jim Lee B variant and all with low 4 colors of the low 4 copies. A recent copy of that issue sold for $40.99 this month as well. Yet it can also hit highs of $100. This series flies under the radar for almost anyone, which makes this a perfect treasure hunt book to look for at your LCS and comic book conventions. Heck, there's probably one waiting for you right now in that dollar bin.
Yeah, I miss, for those who were around in the 90s, Wildstorm came out with some great titles. And then, DC kind of bought them and bought Jim Lee aboard, and unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of those wide. I mean, we got some. I think Grifter eventually ended up being a mainstay in the comics, and then they relaunched one of the other titles, but it still wasn't the same as Wildstorm, which was another imprint from Image. That was Jim Lee's studio, basically, but they had some great stuff in the 90s. So,
oh, dude, they had so much. That's where like Planetary came from. Alan Moore's top 10. So you got like
the Authority. Did they do the Authority too?
I think they did the. I think they did the Authority.
The Authority and maybe Stormwatch.
They did Stormwatch. I'm pretty positive of that. Yeah, they had a lot of great stuff, and then that all went to DC when they bought them out. They've just been hiding ever since.
Stormwatch was dope. I meant,
I did like Stormwatch.
Now I gotta go and
Wildcats 3.0 was another great one. That they did
Wildcats. Zealot was badass. I think they brought Zealot into the DC Comics at one point.
I think
Zealot
they did too.
Yeah, that was like Grifter's sidekick, the chick with the white hair. She was badass. But Modern Warfare 2 Ghost #1 Infinity Ward's video game artwork 1 in 10 variant. Boy, that's a mindful.
No way.
Otto should have got that one because of the word mythos.
Yeah, right.
I was
I'm
just
so
thinking
happy I didn't get that one.
Mythos. All right, what do we got for number 8?
Dude, we're going back. We're going way back to 1986, right? That's when Tim and I had the Adidas shell tops. You guys don't know about that stuff. So, Rappin' Max Robot issue #1 was self-published in 1986, you guys, all right? So, the comic industry has always had a way of influencing history amongst different cultures and industries, and the hip-hop community is no different. The first hip-hop comic came out in 1986 when Bronx native Stuart Orr independently published just 500 copies of this black and white book. Back in the early 80s, the hip-hop industry was just getting off the ground. It was still mostly grassroots. This book was the only thing of its kind at the time, as was one of the first representatives of the rapidly growing East Coast hip-hop scene. Due to its historical significance and rarity, there have only been 2 recorded sales. However, I can't believe this, recently a 9.4 sold for $1,226 and is the only graded book sale recorded. The only other recorded sale was $535 for a raw book. If you're lucky enough to come across this book, cherish that moment sincerely. My God. And I don't even know that people would actually be looking for this on eBay. So there's got to be people looking for it but this is unbelievable. Right
the
here.
first rapping comic. I wonder if I want to see,
and it tells you that.
I wonder if it's like the like all the it's told in like rhymes. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. A genuine rap attack. Boom boom bap. For those who don't know, that era of hip hop was called I think boom bap, which was like an East Coast sample type music, a lot of 808 sounds. Like if you think boom bap, you think like not Run DMC necessarily, but like Pete Rock, CL Smooth, Wu-Tang to an extent, Stetisonic. I can go on days and days and days talking about like boom bap hip hop, which was specific East Coast, but there is some West Coast boom bap, Jurassic 5, and some others. So we'll go with that, man. So
I love Jurassic 5.
Rapping Max Robot #1. How can you be a hip hop head if you never heard of Jurassic 5? I'll just leave that out there. But anyway, number 8, Rapping Max Robot #1. I just dig the cover because it kind of he has like that b-boy pose, with
of
the
course,
hands crossed.
With the boombox right there. That's great.
Man. Yo, man.
It tells you.
You don't even know original boomboxes took like 8
D batteries.
Yeah, 8 D batteries. Remember, what was that? Do the Right Thing with what's his name? Radio Raheem, and he had D
Radio.
Yeah. All right. So we go from number 8 to number 9. Look closely at the cover, boys and girls.
Yeah, this is interesting. Spawn #5, the German embossed edition. So it features a solid white embossed cover. This German edition reprints Angela's first appearance. As you know well by now, Angela was co-created by Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman, which ultimately fell into contentious feud between the two creators. We've covered that enough, and we are here to highlight this upward trending foreign Spawn book that just sold for a new all-time high sale of $725 for a CGC 9.8. This German reprint packages at the American issues of Spawn's 9 through 11 from 1993 in one book. While this is numbered as issue number 5, it features an alternate cover to issue 9. With issue 9 also in the interior, it makes this an unofficial variant to number 9, much like the German Spawn thermal variant. With Angela now taken over by Marvel, retconned as the long-lost sister of Thor, fans have been itching to see her weaved into the MCU. The recent increases have been centered around hopes for her appearing in Thor: Love and Thunder, yet that doesn't seem likely, since no leaks have highlighted anything Angela related. Regardless, Angela's still a growing presence in the Marvel comic world, and a content appearance will just be the eventual cherry on top of her growing aftermarket value.
This is dope. I needed to get this.
That is very, very cool.
Yeah, and now I need to find this. Throughout the years that we've done this show, foreign comics have more and more and more been sought after, right? Before, if you got a Pence variant, it was like poo-pooed on, but now it's like like collectors who have already gotten everything. So like, you know what? Let me go get like foreign editions. Like I have a Mexican version of Saga number 1. You know what I'm saying? And there's like, foreign editions, and I've planned this trip already. For our 20th anniversary. Me and my lady, we're going to Paris next year. And I got some tips from the Big To Do who just went to Europe, and he was telling me, there's some comic shops there. So, I'm going to visit the Louvre, and then I'm going to visit the comic book shop. So I get my 2 types of art.
You're going to find so much good like French comic books and stuff out there?
Oh, well, Mobius is probably the most famous comic artist, right? That came from France. I mean,
Mobius, and I forgot the guy's name. The guy that does Tintin. If anybody knows who Tintin is.
Tintin is the red. Yeah. So cool. Lucky Luke. If you remember those old comic strips, it was a cowboy. Cool hand. It was something Luke, and he always had like a cig in his hand. But Tintin was done. They made an animated movie out of it. I think Spielberg did it, right?
It was fantastic. That thing was amazing.
It was based off of the French comic strip. So I mean, Europe has a really rich history, especially in the UK. And I would say probably France of animated or even comic books. I mean, obviously, when we talk the Far East, like manga, like, Japan, but, the UK has always been big on sci-fi. I mean, just look at,
2000 AD.
Yep, 2008. I was going to go like Doctor Who, which I thoroughly hate when I was a kid growing up. I was just like, this is whack. I can't watch Doctor Who, but UK is full of like they're big Star Wars fans as well as sci-fi. That's why they had Star Wars Celebration in London one year, because they're a big sci-fi community. So Spawn number 5, the German embossed. 9.8 for $750. Man, I have a feeling this is one of those things. It's either 9.8 or not. You know what I'm saying? It's like because it's unpressable. You probably can't find it. You can't press that. Yeah, it's unpressable. Shut up. All right, so let's go to the last one. But stick around, boys and girls. We're gonna see what's shaking for a few minutes. So what do we got for the last one?
All right. Well, the last one of the night, we've got the Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, issue number 19, the retailer incentive from Nick Roche, a 1 in 25 variant, published in 2013. And behold, everyone, this is one of the rarest Transformer variants of all time. This is truly one of those variants that very rarely pops up. In fact, the last sale we personally saw was around $400 way back in 2016. It's been 6 years since we've seen a new copy resurface, of which one did this week and sold raw for a new high sale of $560. Now, due to its scarcity, the market has forgotten about it, and many are probably just seeing it right now for the first time. Now, without a constant stream of sales for buyers and sellers to place a value on this rare book, the overall value is actually relatively low compared to how truly hard it is to find. Being a 1 in 25 incentive, you would think it would be fairly easy to find. However, Keep in mind that most stores were only ordering this series for pull customers way back in 2013. This series also served as an epilogue to the previous and popular Death of Optimus Prime storyline. And with Prime dead, core fans rejected this Primeless series. Sure, Prime was dead a lot throughout multiple comics and content, but this particular time, it lasted for a while. Now, the cover by artist Nick Roche is a nod to the deceased Optimus Prime, whose presence is still felt throughout this series.
Wow. And he still has an iconic voice. The voice actor for Optimus Prime, I just want to highlight this. Prime, me being Mexican, our variants came with chanclas. Only if your jefita was throwing them at you. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know, chanclas are slippers, and, there's always, they always threw them at you whenever your jefita got mad at you. So, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, number 19, cover RI.
It's a retail incentive. Retail incentive.
Retail incentive. My bad. Nick Roche. You can say Roche, but you can't say Sienkiewicz.
I know, man.
I wonder if Nemesis Prime has this book.
He doesn't. He would have popped in already, be like, I have this, but he's moved on to Star Wars.
Star
now,
Wars.
So, yeah. Speaking of which, you know what? When I went to see the Black Phone. They had a showing of G.I. Joe the movie on the big screen.
The 30. Yes, they're doing that.
It still holds up, dude. It's still so good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but everybody still, safely jumps out of the airplane whenever it gets shot down. But it's still fun though. But just kind of let's go see what's shaking the door today, boys and girls, as I do a seamless
transition. Here's that seamless. Shout out to the chat tonight. Another fantastic chat hanging out with us. We really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us tonight, going over these fantastic books. CovrPrice killing it again tonight. Did we have anybody in the chat that actually had any of these? Was there any numbers on there?
Well, one person at 4.
Yeah, this is a tough list. This is the toughest list we had in a while.
That's a crazy tough list to get 4, man. I don't know. I want to see proof of life on those.
Yeah. Most of them were 0 for 10, so a couple of 1 for 10s. But let's go over and see what's shaking today. This is the weekly top 10.
Fun list this week.
These are the weekly movers, as usual. These are the most units sold, so you get a better idea of what's going on. Look at that. What if controversy? Hey, Moon Knight pop back on here. 19 units sold, but we're here to see what's shaking today, boys and girls, to give you a bigger offer than you already have. Hey, look at oh my God, I have 4 multiples. Look at that.
You hoarding bastard.
Yeah.
Look at that Submariner, man. That's the one you got to start with. Come on.
I was going to start with this first appearance of Amadeus Cho. This one's hard to find, man. I should have got this when I saw it, but anyway, this is the Amazing Fantasy 15 they rebooted the series. First appearance of Amadeus Cho, later becomes the Totally Awesome Hulk and Braun, 1800 and a 9.8.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. But let's look at this Submariner book. Oh, would you categorize this? This is a good girl. This is definitely a good girl cover. Can you slow down, Namor? I can't keep up with you. Look at him just beating the shit out of dock workers.
I can't wait for Namor to show up in the MCU, man.
Submariner Comics number 28, $2,135 and a 5.0. But I love the way they used to draw dames back in the day. Dames.
I like when they used to call them dames.
Dames, my God.
Yeah. The Dame Judi Dench. If you get knighted, if you're a woman that gets knighted, you're a dame. Like like Sir Anthony Hopkins, like there's Dame Judi Dench or something like that. Oh yeah. Well, only man, knocking out Nazis in a submarine.
You gotta love it.
World. So this is
I love the date stamp on the cover.
Go to that next one real quick.
I love date stamps.
That flag one.
Yep, that's out there.
This is iconic. Look at that.
Like a black cover too. Oh my God.
Yeah, but let's look at this one. $995 for a raw dog. Wow. How much is the highest number? $20,000 for a 9.2. This book came out in 1941.
That's crazy.
That is remember I told you how like a lot of Golden Age DC covers were yellow. You go look at them and you'll see. I don't have time today, but just go on to CovrPrice and look them up. Hey, I have this Fantastic Four book. Shazam.
Oh, look,
again.
Ryan, there's your book right there.
Damn, I know.
Slave girl or Batgirl?
No, yeah, yeah.
Well, I want to look at a slave girl, so
That Shazam book kind of just. I had. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter anymore.
it
Doesn't
wouldn't
matter
be
anymore.
a Lord show without a Ryan regret story.
Ryan, I love that. I love that.
Oh, you know what? That could be an ongoing series. Ryan
For
regret.
the Ryan regret list.
Yeah,
Yeah, make
I
that a
have plenty of
hashtag
stories.
on Instagram, guys. If there's
Ryan's
a book that you
regrets.
ever regretted selling, hashtag
Ryan's regrets.
Ryan's regret. No regrets, if you guys know that meme. Slave Girl Comics issue number 1, $7.75 for a 4.0. Look at that.
That's
yeah.
an awesome cover. Who's the artist on that? Do you know?
Back on
Does it
in the
say?
back. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't. There's only a few artists back then. This is from Avon. We had another Avon book on here the other day, and I was wondering, is that the company
Ooh,
that
what's
does
that Marvel
makeup?
team up? That's cool.
Yeah, this is dope.
Oh, that's an awesome Kane cover. Look at that. I love the colors. I hope they keep them purple and blue like that in the movie. I hope we see
In
a
the
version of
clutches
this.
of King
Yeah.
the Conqueror. Marvel team up in the Human Torch. Marvel team up number 10. I wonder if this is the first meeting of Spider-Man and Kang, or the first meeting of the Human Torch and Kang. Because Kang was actually debuted in an Avengers comic first, right? I mean, he wasn't really...
Actually,
Yeah, it's Avengers
first-
8 or something.
8, yeah,
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
And
I
first
have that.
appearance of Spider-Man meeting King is in 11. That's that real nice Ditko cover with Spider-Man and all the Avengers on the cover.
That's
dope.
good knowledge right there,
Hey,
man.
Blue Marvel. I got that one. Oh,
got
here you
Star
go.
Trek
This
up
for
there.
you, Otto.
All right, there we go. I
There
appreciate
you
that.
go.
There you go.
Damn
My
Trekker.
God. Look at that right there. Look
That's
at that. Is
beautiful, man.
great.
Star Trek number 1 from Gold Key Comics. Remember, Gabe? Remember we met the dude?
Yeah, the
Who,
guy that he owns Gold Key now.
Yeah,
Really?
it was a random dude. My buddy Christian, who runs Elvine, who owns Elvine's Comics, said, "Hey, I think this is somebody you should meet." So he introduced me and he handed me a business card, really cool business card too, by the way. And he goes, "Yeah, I just bought the IP for Gold Key Comics, and we got some stuff in development, but unfortunately, that not everything." So I was like, you know what? Well, and anytime you get something, give me a juicy tidbit, hook me up.
That's good.
9.6 for
Star Trek.
$20,000.
Yeah, look at that. Oh my God! For those truckers out there, man, if Strange New Worlds is Brave New Worlds is just amazing for a Star Trek series, so you guys need to go watch that. And
Yeah.
in September, here's my little PSA: they are re-releasing Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, digitally remastered in September. Go see it. One of the greatest movies ever. There you go.
One of the greatest
Well,
movies ever.
This price has gone where no man has gone before. Is that what
Look
is
at
that the Star
that.
Trek
To
saying?
this day, that earwig thing creeps me out.
Yes, of course. This is SETI Alpha 5. I'm sorry, you guys. You got me going on this stuff, though.
Star Wars, baby, Star Wars.
All right.
Love it all,
yeah,
man.
so
Love it all.
I'm not
You live
surprised
and
this
have
showed up on the list. They recently said that they're going to start production on War Machine. So this is Iron Man number 282, first full appearance of War Machine, $549 and a 9.8. I think that's undervalued.
This
the
was
way.
almost a $1 book for a while. Like, this
Yeah.
was like such a cheap book at one
Damn
time. Not even
right.
that long ago, like 5
Yeah.
years or something. It was a dirt cheap book.
Yeah, I have a feeling this book will spike.
yeah.
And then rumored is Riri Williams will be in it as well. So there you go. Oh, I love this one.
The
This
Sports
is an
Almanac.
actual, yeah, this is an actual comic that shows the same almanac that was used in Back to the Future. So this is Back to the Future, the issue, Dave Chang variant that basically is this is the almanac that Biff Bauer used to go back in time and bet and get rich. Wow, there's a ton of variants for this bad
Yeah,
boy.
they did a lot of them.
Actually, this one's pretty cool too. The timestamp. Let me see this one.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say I have like a blank for this one.
It's the day after my birthday.
I'll show you one that I do have if I can find it on here. I have this one. Wow, that ain't worth shit. I have the artist edition.
That's probably the
recut
cooler
of-
cover, though. So
Yeah,
whatever.
it is. I dug it. That's why I got it. But it's raw comic only sold for $2. Darn it, because I saw it and I was like, yeah, that's dope. I didn't like the other ones, but I said, you know what? I need to get that one. So there you go. Our man Kanan. First appearance of Sabine Wren, who's going to be in the Ahsoka Tano
Oh, I
series.
cannot wait for that.
Yep. So this is the first full appearance, or you could say the first appearance is actually in Kanan #1. But it's always a debut between cameo and first appearance. But
Hey, go up real quick. Look at that, Spellbound. Next to Stranger Things.
Ooh, I dig it. 1953 from Marvel Comics. Story is to hold you spellbound. The empty coffin. Wow, I dig it. This is back when there were Atlas Comics and the Marvel bought them.
But not for long.
And they almost copied like the EC flavor, where on this, on the left hand side, remember they would say with the Creep Keeper and all these other ones. But that is pretty gnarly too. Definitely pre-horror, and I can see why the Congress was all uptight about their kids reading crazy.
Oh, this is the
stuff.
real first appearance of Hellboy.
Yeah. This is John Byrne's Next Men, first full appearance of Hellboy in a regularly published comic and first appearance in color, not the Italian dime press book. 9.8 for $450. I have the Hellboy movies before the last one were really great in my opinion with Guillermo del Toro, and
those are great.
If they would have came out now, those books would just skyrocket. You know what I'm saying? It just came out at a time where people weren't really, they were only specking really Marvel and DC. But nowadays, look, we have Invincible on here, everything else. Hey, we've had this on our long-term spec list before too. Sandman #1. Look at that classic Kirby.
Man, that's the Kirbyest of Kirby covers.
That is the Kirbyest cover ever.
Yeah.
It's funny if you look at the Demon.
That's
and
the one. The Demon in this one.
It's the exact same pose.
Yeah,
they use the Demon. It's just they basically just swap costumes. It's funny.
Yeah, good to see Silver Surfer on here. Oh,
Robotech.
Let's take a look at this. I have the first appearance of Robotech, but I don't have this one. This is the Comico wraparound cover. Look at that. Ooh. This is dope. $340 and 9.8. I hope this gets developed. It's been pretty much in development for like 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
So hopefully we finally get it done. They can do it with the technology now, and then plus things like with Pacific Rim and with Giant Mecha. Now they could totally do. But Robotech needs to. My opinion, it shouldn't be a movie. It should be a series because it's such a long
series.
It is a long, ongoing.
It's like a Battlestar Galactica.
Stories. Yeah. How dare you compare Robotech to Battlestar Galactica?
Well, I'm just saying, series wise, you needed time to tell the story.
Good Lord, that looks like Danny DeVito.
Nightmarish.
That looks like Danny DeVito. Acid trip. Am I wrong? Am I right? That looks like Danny DeVito on acid. I'm telling you, man. The hideous crimes of death dolls. Nightmare, the vampire mermaid, devil from the deep, curse of the design of dream. Go, you know what? I need to get this, man. This is something that's I want to frame. This is dope. 10 cent, 1952 from Ziff. Man, I'm telling you, in the 50s, you could there was so many damn different publishers that it was kind of crazy. Another series I'm really looking forward to, The Crow, or excuse me, not The Crow, but something that I wish they would redo, but also part of me tells me they shouldn't redo it because in memory of Brandon Lee, right?
Right.
But Brandon Lee was just, he was the perfect in The Crow, and unfortunately passed away on set.
Yeah.
Same thing that happened with what's name Live Ammo. It was crazy. It was one of those things, and people really thought the Bruce Lee curse was real.
Ooh, I like that Strange Adventures 205.
I thought you wanted to say I like Lamp. Strange Adventures 205. First appearance of Dead Man. $286 for a raw dog. $3,360 for a 9.4. I still think that's undervalued, in my opinion. If we
I
ever
got that.
get
I solid 5.0. I think that's a good book.
if we ever get a Justice League Dark that's been in supposed development.
Gosh, come on already. I've bet hard on that.
Ooh.
Wartime romances.
More good go comics. Wartime Comics issue number 7 from St. John Comics. I'm telling you, in the 50s, you could just shake up Tree Branch and a comic publisher.
Let's see what these two sailors have to say.
You blow, she's pretty. I'll hand her my own, and it may be fun. Pretty, pretty dangerous. That girl who rolled me last night. Man, that's some vernacular from the 50s. Which
wow.
which I don't really. She rolled me last night.
She
I don't
rolled me
understand that.
last night.
That means she robbed him.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's the bag of money she's got there. But I love the way it's. I mean, look at this art. This would stand up today if you were did this artwork that's done here. I mean, if somebody in live chat knew who was the true romantic adventures in the armed services. Man, I mean, this art would stand up today. This is, this. Just look at it. I mean, it's drawn better than most artists draw nowadays. To be honest with you, I mean, the facial. I mean, the women. All the women back then look like classy dames, for lack of a better word. I just saw Elvis, by the way, and it's a great movie. And in the movie, there's a lot of comic book references. Like he's literally reading a Captain Marvel Jr. book.
Right. That's where the X came from taking care of business.
He has
or
a
not
Shazam
the,
thing,
X, the Shazam.
the lightning bolt on his chest. Yeah, I mean, and there's actual real pictures of Elvis reading comics. He was a big comic collector. There's I have a black and white picture of him. He was like reading Archie comics. I mean, it's a great movie. It's kind of tragic at the same time. But the kid who played him, Austin,
phenomenal.
I think he should get an Oscar for it. He sounded
Tom
just
Hanks
like him.
too.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks did a great job as the Colonel. So
yeah, I never knew the Colonel was so creepy, man. It was totally took advantage of him, man.
Yeah.
But look at his Batgirl.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's that Art Germ cover.
Yeah, see, our Germ has gotten a lot better. He's actually progressed. But 2010, this is in 2010. Art Germ was every girl looked the same. You know what I mean? It was like everybody had the same pose. Every girl looked the same. And
They all had the same size hips. They all had the same dimensions.
Yeah. Speaking of, hey, look at that. An Archie comic. Look at him. My horoscope predicted I'd be in the pink today. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, God.
No wonder people loved to buy the
Double
dirty,
Entendre
the
from
dirty
2001. I mean, put it...
There's that famous one that's coming out the lake saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had to beat off
sexual
real fast."
innuendo."
Yeah, popular sexual innuendo cover. Raw Dog for 220 comics.
Three's Company was the best for the sexual. Remember that show, Three's Company? Oh man,
Jack Tripper. Yeah.
Rest in peace, John Ritter.
Man.
Rest in peace.
Oh, Wonder Man. I got this one. I got this one. I got this one.
Damn, you're showing off again. Look at this guy.
Actually, I have two of these. Did I sell one recently? No, I still have two of them. But look at this is the first full appearance of Alpha Flight, which I still think is way undervalued. $3,000 for 9.8. Yeah, when they're coming to the MCU, make no doubt about it. They're coming to the MCU, and when it does, this book will explode. Also, I would get X-Men. What is it? 109. First appearance of Vindicator. He was a Vindicator at the time. Yeah. Yep. So that's what's shaking today, boys and girls. Sorry we were running late. Matt was busy, so he had to get me the show notes. But better late than never, right? We were here to
thank you, Matt. Appreciate you.
Do it. Appreciate all your hard work, Matt. It's a busy man. The hardest working man in show business. And as we go away, Gabe, any last words?
Everybody, thanks for showing up. Hope everybody learned some fun new stuff today, like about Jack Tripper and old TV shows. See you guys next week.
All right, Dark Side Jedi.
Hey, thanks for joining us. It was a great night, great list. I'm glad to see everybody had fun. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July.
And JB, our man from Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'm all settled in here, and I want to continue to work on this setup. So I'm going to go live right as soon as we end here.
See how your setup is.
We're going to do a little after party, and I'm going to test the StreamYard and the setup here and see.
Is this the new house?
This is the new place. Yeah, we're in the new place. Yeah.
It's not quite like the old abode, but you get used to it.
Actually, all my stuff's over in a real man cave. So if you want to hear the story about me renting a very expensive man cave, come on over to the after party here. I'll drop the link in the chat if you guys want to check it out. There you go.
Well, at least you're not in prison like Otto in his cell block there.
That's the cell block Otto, right? There you go, man.
Cellmate inmate number 172654.
That's right. Making shivs.
Yeah, exactly, man. I don't get out much. But I got my spinner rack. I got everything else. I got you guys, so I feel good, man. So
Wait, let's take a look at that thing.
Ooh,
Let's
yeah, there
spin
we
it
go,
around and
That
see what-
spinner rack
what's
is
on display.
so
Let's-
fire.
What is on
They
display in the
spin
spinner rack? Go slowly,
I
man.
gotta put
All
my
right,
back
here we
on.
go. Let's start over here. with
Tivo,
some,
can an admin approve my? I lost my Blue Ranch. Can an admin put my link? I just dropped that link in there. Can someone approve that?
Drop it in Facebook and I will.
There we go. So we got the little yellow labels right here. We got some yellow labels,
Oh,
some
open it.
Daredevils,
Grab it.
some very underappreciated book that I had double signed. Elf Quest 1, signed by Richard Wendy Pena. You don't see this book that often.
Oh, that's cool.
Had that done. And then the best part about the spinner rack is just like a toy, man. Just mess around with it. I got all some of my sketches right here. That's some
Ooh,
people
let's see that
for
hair
me.
to the empire, brother.
That's it right here, signed.
Hair to the Empire.
Hair to the Empire. That's right. Timothy Zahn, and what's cool about that is he actually dated it, so
Nice.
that's right there. And what else we got? We've got one of my favorite pieces of my collection done by George Deep, my Jean Grey Captain America mashup. So we got that, and then it's just this was a 2-year play for me, and then I got some Thors and some more yellow labels, but it's just a fun part, and the best part about it is
okay, that one book is throwing me off.
which go ahead.
Keep
What is
going,
it?
keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. There's a book
Okay.
that's askew.
X Force.
No,
Right,
behind the
Thundercats.
Thundercats. I see it.
Behind
Too.
the
It's tripping
Thundercats.
me out.
It's it's
What
messing with
is
my
that?
ADD. No,
Fix
because
it.
you
Just
didn't
fix
have
it.
them all lined up, man.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Come on, man. Straight up your spinner rack, damn
Yeah,
it.
come on. It's part of the best part about it is, But what about
Yeah.
this, you guys? This is something that you guys
Whoa.
really appreciate. Blip right here,
Whoa.
man.
Oh, that's dope.
Yep.
Yo,
So,
make no
anyway.
mistake, spinner racks are not cheap. They are
No.
expensive.
I got mine back here, but it's empty right now.
Oh, come on, Gabe. That's the best part about it, man.
I know. I
Well,
got to
they
put it
re-
together. I got to put some stuff in it.
Now, do you have the new one or is that the vintage one?
No, that's the new one that I got off of
Yeah.
Kickstarter like a long time ago.
Find the vintage original ones,
Oh.
and they're really pricey.
Yeah,
I know
this
ones
is
from like
com-
the 50s that were like it's really like a magazine stand, like the little ones.
Yeah.
Those are
This one was from the 80s. This has got the 6 panel right up here. So you can see it and stuff like that. But,
Oh, so you do have an original one.
yeah. This wasn't a repo. This is the original, man. And it's just, really cool. But part of the grotto. So you know what? When I get out of the cell block, I get to turn around and do that. So
There you
know,
go, man.
that's it. But
All right.
hey, listen, before I go, you guys, thanks for letting me jump on tonight. Tomorrow, you guys, please, 3 Men in a Basement at 8:00. We've got 3 huge Terrificon announcements. Okay. So
Sounds
just come check
terrific.
it. It's going to be terrific. And it's 3 announcements on 3 Men in a Basement. You can't get more linear than that, guys. So
It's linear.
that's right. That's right. Thank you very much for letting me jump on tonight, fellas.
All right, boys and girls, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Tuesday for the Cover Price Top 10. Until next time, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Now let's do this. Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is faithful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it! We're here! We're back! We're here!
Get super job.
You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?
I'll be too